My husband rummaged through the trash, hoping to find my birth control pills. The blister pack was full, even though I told Eric that I was taking them. It was the same old war. I wanted children, but Eric didn't. He grabbed the blanket and the pillow and said that he would return to our bedroom when I started the pills again. I cried all night and only fell asleep in the morning. But suddenly, Eric woke me up with loud trumpet sounds. Are you kidding me? What's going on? Let me sleep! My husband explained why he was playing the trumpet in a strange way. He told me that I clearly wasn't ready to become a mother, since I liked sleeping so much.
I'm rehearsing for an important audition, and if it all works out, then we can talk about having children in a year or two.
Then it hit me. I heard those exact words from Eric before.
Come on. We just got married. We have to be financially stable first.
Years had passed, and my husband was still a street musician. I reproached Eric for it, and he got offended. He slammed the door on his way out, and through the window, I saw him going to the same bar he usually played at on the weekends. He didn't come back that day, or even night, and wasn't picking up his phone either. So I went to the bar and was told that Eric got drunk and some guys carried him out. I realized that I had gone too far. I had never seen Eric drink before, ever. I decided to get the guys from Eric's band to help me search for him. When my phone rang, I thought one of them had found him. However, it was someone I didn't know. He called himself Dr. Smith and asked me to go to a clinic.
Your husband is here.
My husband didn't look good. He had to admit that he had a tendency to alcoholism, and that was the only reason why he didn't want to have a baby.
Look at me. This is how my dad was.
Eric decided to break that chain and spoke sincerely, with tears in his eyes. Eric admitted that he had been thinking about adoption, but there was no guarantee that the adopted child didn't have any genetic problems.
I'm sorry. I should have told you about this before, but I was so afraid of losing your love.
Eric said that he would understand if I left him, because he hadn't found a solution to his problem. I went home and packed my husband's things. It was time to act. I bought plane tickets, but Eric didn't like the idea. He thought I had found another clinic for him.
It can be treated. I know it from seeing my father. You can quit for 20 years, but there will always be a relapse.
I described it as an alternative therapy. Eric didn't quite understand what I meant, especially when the other members of his band entered the plane. We flew to New Orleans. I was able to book them a gig at a legendary jazz club, and all of Eric's idols were there. He played like crazy. After the performance, I asked him to imagine one thing. Let's say your parents decided not to have a child because they were afraid of your father's addiction. How would you feel? Eric said that it would have been a shame, because he wouldn't have gotten to experience that amazing evening, as well as other great moments such as our wedding. Then I held Eric's hand and said that we had to give our child a chance to experience moments of joy, pride, and excitement. Eric finally agreed with me. Time passed, and we welcomed a baby boy into the world. Eric signed his first contract, And his records can be heard on the radio now.
Sleep, honey. I'll get up.
And if we argue about something now, it's about who gets to the kid first.
I showed the man how my worked. Ben was 40. But he had no clue on how things actually worked. I explained some basic notions to him because I wanted to become a mother more than anything. But getting pregnant at my age was not easy. Which was why I told Ben not to wear only jeans when it was cold, but also some underpants. I also told him not to drink alcohol, not even the most expensive one. In order to control his weight. I also forbade him from buying junk food at the supermarket. Ben did all of that while I was around. But once I stopped paying attention, he started doing stupid things, such as going to a bathhouse with his colleagues. When I found out about it, I went to pick him up straight away.
What's the problem? You said they had to be kept warm.
Warm, not boiling like in a pan. That evening, I made a fantastically wholesome dinner. But Ben didn't eat. He looked sad. My husband admitted that his colleagues made fun of him because of my rules.
I'm 40, and I am still an assistant. Please don't stop me from socializing.
I took Ben's words seriously because I saw the problem on a broader spectrum than him. Since my husband's bad mood would have a negative impact on the quality of his biomaterial, I decided to stop by Ben's work to speak to his boss in person.
I didn't know you were planning on having children. Ben said that the 2 kids from his previous marriage were enough for him.
Fortunately, his boss was sympathetic towards my cause. After all, he also dreamed of becoming a father and knew how important moral was.
I will do everything in my power to help. Tell me, what does your husband like to?
Ben was a great bowler, so the boss took his employees to the closest shopping center. My husband opened up like never before, and his colleagues were delighted.
You are the king of the evening, Ben. Congratulations!
My husband's career had finally taken off. He was on a roll. And that was exactly what I needed. I started. That evening, I welcomed my husband with open arms. I was certain that he would be successful. He started off strong, but when we were halfway through, Ben reached into his pocket and said that he wanted to use protection. I couldn't understand why, and my husband's response shocked me. He explained that he used to want another child. But since his career had taken off, he wanted to focus on it instead. Plus, he was already a father.
If you are bored, I can ask my kids to come visit us more often.
His words hurt me. I decided not to waste any more time and packed my bags. Ben didn't understand what was going on.
It's not you, it's your hormones. Take a break and think about it.
It was all pretty clear to me. My husband and I had different goals. I helped Ben achieve his, but he couldn't care less about mine. After the divorce, I wasn't single for long. As it turned out, I had a lot in common with Ben's boss. And it didn't take long for us to get together. Now, we are happily expecting twins. When one door of happiness closes, another one opens.